Hi folks, Busy Nick Films here again, and I just wanted to say, yeah, Bill really back at you with another continuance of talking about toothpaste and their ingredients. So I was talking about, where I left off, I just got sidetracked and started talking about soap. But now I'm going to go back to talking about toothpaste. I was talking about Arm & Hammer toothpaste. I tried 4 of them. And overall, I like the Arm & Hammer Complete Care toothpaste the best. But I feel like the best quality is the Arm & Hammer Essentials toothpaste. And Walmart finally started carrying them. Because before, I think they only had it at like a certain dollar store. Or maybe, I don't remember. It was impossible to find. But now Walmart apparently has it, so it's easy to find. But I like Complete Care the best overall. And second favorite would be the Arm & Hammer Essentials Whiten and Strengthen. Oh. But I've tried Arm & Hammer Complete Care. I've tried Arm & Hammer Advanced White. I've tried Arm & Hammer... I don't remember what it was called. I think it was something where it had like mica in it and like liquid calcium. It was called like Bright and Strong or something like that. I don't remember. It was called Bright and Strong or whatever. It had the liquid calcium to like rebuild your enamel, and mica for like more whitening and all that nonsense. And I've tried obviously the Arm & Hammer Essentials Whiten and Strengthen. The Arm & Hammer Bright and Strong toothpaste, I really like. I felt like that one whitened my teeth the best out of all the Arm & Hammer toothpastes. It seemed, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's because it was scraping off the stains on the surface the most, because it had the most abrasive ingredients. Like, in addition to baking soda, it also had hydrated silica, mica, and like some other abrasives. So it had like the most abrasive ingredients of any of the Arm & Hammers I've seen. So it's probably just wearing out the enamel on my teeth. But the part that I really didn't like about it was the taste. I didn't like the taste that much, so I can't really say that I can't really recommend that one. Like, it's good for whitening. It really does whiten my teeth if you use it twice a day over the next week or so. My teeth definitely looked noticeably whiter, like a whole shade, even 2 shades whiter. It was crazy. I just don't like the taste. So as far as the standard, if you get Arm & Hammer toothpaste, like that's your go-to for baking soda toothpaste. I wouldn't recommend the Colgate or Crest toothpaste because they have artificial colors, and baking soda is way further down the list of ingredients, which implies that there's a lot less baking soda ingredient. And the whole reason of getting a baking soda toothpaste is because you want to use a baking soda toothpaste. So you'd think baking soda would be the first ingredient. Well, that's why I would say Arm & Hammer is the go-to if you want a baking soda toothpaste, because baking soda is the first ingredient on the list. So it has the highest, best quality baking soda content. So you know that you're going to be getting good whitening and deep cleaning, because baking soda not only helps whiten your teeth, but it's a good deep cleaner. It has antibacterial properties, so it can kill off a lot of bacteria and give your mouth a more balanced pH. So it makes it more difficult for bacteria to thrive and cause cavities and wear out your enamel and all that. I've always liked baking soda toothpaste. If you don't like salty flavors, then I'm gonna say that don't try baking soda toothpaste. Don't try Arm & Hammer if you don't like salty flavors, because baking soda toothpaste, like Arm & Hammer toothpaste, is pretty salty. It's not like overwhelmingly salty or anything. It's not like disgusting. I actually kind of like it, but I'm just saying it is noticeable. It tastes kind of minty, but also salty. It's like a salty mint. Like when you open it and you smell it, it does smell minty and a little bit salty, but it definitely tastes a lot saltier than it smells. Now, I've done a lot of research over the 3 major Arm & Hammer toothpastes, because typically if you go to the store and you look at an Arm & Hammer toothpaste, you're generally going to see Arm & Hammer Complete Care, Advanced White, or Peroxy Care. Now, I was wondering what is the difference between these three Arm & Hammer toothpastes? I've done so much research, I've looked at the ingredients so many times. The ingredients on all three of these toothpastes are almost identical. They're practically identical. I couldn't find any difference in the toothpaste ingredients. The only differences that I found in these three different toothpastes was that... Oh, I farted. The only difference is that a couple of the ingredients I noticed were a little bit further down on the list of ingredients, or they're further up the list of ingredients. And I've noticed that these ingredients were the tartar control agent and the peroxide. Those are the two major things that I noticed that were either further down the list or up, like further up the list. So at the end of the day, I'm not 100% sure about this. Don't take my word for it. Don't quote me or anything. But I think at the end of the day, the only real difference between the Arm & Hammer Complete Care and Advanced White and Proxy Care, the only difference is, well, the flavor. There's apparently a different flavor. Like, they smell and taste a tiny bit different. But other than that, the only real difference is the peroxide content. Because I noticed that the peroxide, there's a little bit of peroxide in there, okay? So when I looked at the ingredients of all three, I noticed that the peroxide content was either a little bit higher up the list or a little bit farther down the list. That was the only difference. Other than that, the ingredients were pretty much identical. So I'm guessing this is what I've really concluded, is that one Arm & Hammer toothpaste has standard level of peroxide, and another has a higher level of peroxide, and one has maximum amount of peroxide. So with peroxide, it's basically, peroxide is a disinfectant. Like, it kills germs, it can clean your teeth, it can bleach your teeth. I mean, using high amounts of peroxide, I mean, it can't really be good for you, especially over like a long time of using it. But I'm just saying, this is what I've really found out. Like, I could be wrong, but this is what I've found out. The only difference is the flavor and the peroxide content. So basically, the Arm & Hammer Complete Care toothpaste has just your standard level of peroxide to bleach in your teeth and to like kill germs, clean your mouth and all that. The Advanced White has a higher level of peroxide content, and the Proxy Care Arm & Hammer toothpaste has the maximum peroxide content, hence the name Proxy Care. I mean, it would make sense that that would have the maximum amount of peroxide, so I would assume that the Proxy Care would probably be the best at whitening your teeth because it has the maximum peroxide content. But again, don't take my word for it. I'm not 100%. I'm just guessing based off the ingredients. But I've tried the Complete Care and the Advanced White. I haven't tried the Proxy Care yet. I've heard a couple people say that it burnt their mouth. Like, is there really that much peroxide in there that it burns? Because I've used the Advanced White, which has a higher level of peroxide. Like with the Complete Care, you can't really smell any peroxide. You just smell mint, just a minty flavor, and it smells a little bit salty. And then with the Advanced White, it smells a little bit minty and a tiny bit salty, but you can smell the peroxide a little bit more in the Advanced White, which you can tell that there's more peroxide in the Advanced White because you can smell it a lot more. Now for the Proxy Care, I would assume that it has a really strong peroxide smell, since it obviously has the highest peroxide content. But it's one of the toothpastes that I want to try just because I'm curious. So whenever I run out of the toothpaste that I have now, because I still have 2 tubes of toothpaste left. I think one of them is almost half gone, and the other one is like a quarter of the way gone. And then, well, I still have my thing of toothpaste tablets that I just used earlier before I went on this walk. But whenever I run through the other 2 tubes of toothpaste that I have, then I'm probably going to get an Arm & Hammer, but I want to try the Proxy Care. I don't know why, I'm just curious. Curious to see like if it's going to whiten, how well it's going to whiten my teeth and like what it tastes like. It probably tastes like crap. But yeah. In my opinion, like my favorite toothpaste for whitening is Arm & Hammer. It really doesn't matter which one you use because baking soda is the first ingredient on pretty much all the Arm & Hammer toothpastes. So if you just want like a simple like go-to, like just an everyday whitening toothpaste, then Arm & Hammer Complete Care is good enough. Like it's definitely good enough because it just has standard peroxide content. If you don't want to have a ton of peroxide in it, you don't really care about that, you just want a baking soda toothpaste, then Arm & Hammer Complete Care would be, you know, it'd be a great go-to toothpaste for whitening. If you don't want any peroxide at all, or you want a more naturally friendly, higher quality toothpaste that still has baking soda in it, then I would say get Arm & Hammer Essentials toothpaste because there's no sulfate at all in it. Even though the regular Arm & Hammer, the Complete Care, and the Advanced White, they have very little lauryl sulfate in it to begin with. The quality of ingredients in the standard Arm & Hammer toothpaste is actually pretty good. I'll get more to that in a minute. But if you just want a baking soda toothpaste that's high quality, doesn't have like the crappy artificial sweeteners, then Arm & Hammer Essentials toothpaste is probably your go-to. I can't find the Healthy Teeth and Gums version. I've only been able to find the Whiten and Strengthen version, which I guess there's nothing wrong with that, because if you use a baking soda toothpaste, you'd think you would use it to whiten your teeth and give yourself like a deep clean kind of thing. So why not just, whatever, just, I guess I'm fine with the Whiten and Strengthen version. I think it also has like the calcium thing that like rebuilds your enamel or something like that. That's why it says Whiten and Strengthen. I've used it for a while. I've used the Arm & Hammer Essentials for a bit, and it's pretty good. Definitely tastes salty. And the thing that I've noticed with the Essentials Arm & Hammer versus the standard Arm & Hammer is that the Essentials Arm & Hammer seems to have a lot higher concentration of baking soda or something, or it's the flavor. I don't know exactly, but it leaves a lot stronger aftertaste. Like it leaves a lot more, it has a lot more of a salty aftertaste. Like that's the best way I can really describe it. Like usually when you use the Arm & Hammer toothpaste, it tastes salty, and sometimes it leaves a little bit of a salty aftertaste. Like with the Advanced White, you'll notice an aftertaste a lot more. With Complete Care, I think the aftertaste is really minimal. Like there's a little bit of an aftertaste, but it doesn't really last very long.